On Wednesday, Will Wyckoff came back out for a lesson with Aries. I started out by showing him Aries' much improved canter work. It is now much easier to get him into the canter and for him to maintain it. He still isn't totally relaxed about it, but that will come with time and repetition. Next, we went through some of the new work we had learned from the Buck Clinic. Look at how much better Aries is carrying himself. He still can get better, but it's much improved from where he was. Next, Will worked with Aries. Will was being deliberately bigger with Aries. This is because Aries is still quite easily startled. This is due to just the way I handle horses. I'm not real big in my movements. By being a bit bigger with Aries, this will help him get over some of his jumpiness. One of the major takeaways from the Buck Clinic was that Aries is very wary about the blind spot that all horses have behind them. To work on this, Will asked Aries to turn away from him, changing eyes from behind. This simple exercise will help Aries to get more comfortable with us being behind him. Every exercise where Aries has to turn away from the handler will help him get more comfortable from behind. Taking the rope around his body also lets Aries feel a rope behind his back legs, asking him to yield. We want him to yield, not escape. Now for saddling. Will treated Aries a bit like this was his first time being saddled. Lately, Aries has blown up after being saddled, so Will took it slowly, step by step, just to be cautious. Once Will tightened the front cinch, he noticed Aries had coiled up a bit, as he says. Though Aries didn't blow up right away, like he's done with me, Will could tell that he was ready to spring. He moved Aries around a bit, looking for what motion would release the spring. And there it was. Will tried to keep Aries' feet moving, doing anything but bucking. However this habit got started, it has to be stopped. Next, Will got his lasso rope out and began doing some intriguing rope work. He started with a butt rope, allowing the rope to drape along Aries' sides and behind his back legs. Aries was not very pleased about the rope being behind him, but he dealt with it. Aries needs to get used to sensations back there. Otherwise, he will be a very dangerous horse to ride. If we are riding along and a branch brushes him back there, I don't want to end up in a tree. Next, Will put the rope around one of Aries' front feet. This is one of the exercises that Buck Brannaman recommends. You should be able to lead your horse around by either of his front feet. Leading by the front feet is as much about learning to deal with ropes as it is about acceptance. If Aries can accept direction from the rope on his foot, he is far less likely to get into an accident with a rope. He will just yield to it instead of fight it. All of this goes double for the hind feet. Aries should also be able to lead from a hind foot, but most importantly, he needs to give to pressure back there. All Will is asking for here is for Aries to step his foot forward. This was a nice little demonstration. Notice Aries keeping an eye on Will, but he doesn't leave or get particularly upset. He just keeps watching him, as he should. Will put the lasso rope back on Aries and played with getting him to yield his hindquarters to pressure from the rope. This is another simple exercise to get Aries used to us being in his blind spot and yielding to pressure. A 2-for-1 exercise. Aries seemed very peaceful at the end of the session. No doubt his brain was hurting from all the new information he had. I gave Aries several days to process what he had learned on Wednesday, and didn't work him too much until Monday. He came out fresh and ended up doing very well. Horses are master soakers. Give them something to chew on and let them think about it for a while. They will come to new understandings without any more help from us. Will suggested I put a bareback pad on Aries instead of a saddle and see how he handled it. He was a bit wary when I messed with the cinch, but otherwise he seemed okay. His canter work today was even better than last week. He was easier to get going and keep going. With a slightly weaker right hip, the left lead canter is a bit more difficult for Aries. The right hind leg is the loading leg and does the most work going to the left. But the only way to get it stronger is to work it. Aries is a bit more at ease cantering to the right. This is his stronger direction. I removed the bareback pad and put the lasso rope around Aries' cinch area and sent him out on a circle. I gently tugged on the rope to see what his reaction would be. Also, like leading with the front feet, I should be able to direct Aries by leading from the belly rope. Then I slid the rope back towards his flank to mimic the rear cinch. Aries had a bit more to say about this position. I didn't pull on the rope, just let him feel the weight of the rope. I'm not sure what has unlocked Aries, but I feel like now I am meeting the real horse. For whatever reason, I don't think he was really interacting much before this, at least when it came to saddling and riding. He never fussed much with the belly or flank rope when I did it before saddling him, but he clearly has an opinion about it now. I am happy to see Aries being so expressive. Now I have to deal with his opinions. When Aries turned around, this gave me the opportunity to apply a flank rope and a butt rope, a combo Aries was not amused by. He got the rope stuck under his tail where he held it firmly. I had no choice but to let him buck until I could wiggle the rope free. I next played with some of the yielding Will had done last week, asking Aries to yield to pressure from various points along his body. Mostly I was interested in him yielding to the rope along his hindquarters and changing eyes from behind. Each time I ask Aries to yield, it's a mini puzzle for him. You can see the wheels turning as he contemplates what is being asked. Sometimes he hesitates, and I just wait. One of the greatest things you can teach your horse is that you will wait for him to figure it out. Another buckism. As I mentioned earlier, I think Aries is finally checked into the program. So we have to go back and redo a whole mess of territory. But that is fine by me. I'm just happy to have him here and engaging now. I was paid a huge compliment the other day by Lena. She said, "No one does this. No one takes these older Mustangs and works through all of their layers to get to the real horse." Yes, there are others that do this, but there aren't many. Older wild horses are tough nuts to crack, but boy are they worth it.